While practicing email marketing, that is writing value added mails for any client. So this is what I have discovered and I have been practicing. The first and foremost step would be to have a solid market research. Market research is very much required to have the content, at least if even if the client is not able to give you topics, or he has given you all the topics he could write mails around, and has been exhausted as a service provider. It is our duty to not let the client down and find out more content ideas that are probably not been able to be visible to that client. So that is where we help the client. So we first do intense market research. The market research method that I follow is to first study what is the pulse of the market through what are the kind of ads that they are consuming, what are the kind of ads that has more impressions, that has been running for long, and the response it has been getting for quite some time now. Then I go search in Google Trends if what are the other related queries around the main topic. After this I go to Amazon book reviews. I mean, there would be books written around the topic that is trending, right? I go through intense process of, like, it takes around 2 hours 3 hours to read all the comments. See, this is required to understand the pulse, as I was saying, what are they really connecting with, what the audience are really wanting, right? That gives you abundant of information to write value mails with honesty. Because if we start writing mails with a scammy mindset, we will be perceived as a scammy person. That will affect the client and will in turn affect our reputation. So that's not what we want, right? So we need to have honest efforts while in whatever aspect of life, including this, right? So honesty is the best policy, and it has to show in the mail to make it really and perceived to have more value. I need to have a very strong abundance of information around which I need to draft a mail. Having all this, what I call as the market research data, I then start writing a manual draft using my own experience of writing the mail. So using the Eugene Schwartz principles of advertising, like you have the market awareness levels, you have the market sophistication levels. You need to understand where the market is at now, and accordingly structure or fabricate the mail so that more number of audience and connects with the content, and in turn the show up rate, or the not the show up rate, the open rate of any email increases. So to ensure that, I then include those principles and rewrite the first draft that I wrote. Then I give a pause at that. Life takes on. I complete all my other chores and come back again later when I am in the right mindset. Then reread it. Like, I verbalize it. I read it as if I am the audience, and if it is connecting with me. Then I use the power of AI. Like, I use Claude. There is a premium version of it where you can feed in more number of prompts and have better outcomes. So I do try even Chat GPT and Claude, but there is a light, I feel kind of light slight difference in both of them. So For me, Claude is working very well. So it has been introduced by my mentor. So I'm very grateful for that. So using that AI tool, I then give the proper prompts to it, right? Like writing as per the client's writing style, how the client sounds like, what his or her other mails were sounding like, and then adjusting that mail to the main content or the core product of the client is very important. Because if the core product of the client is saying one thing and the mail is saying other thing, then it is still not congruent, right, with the client's product. Because ultimately the value mail should come from the client, and the client should not be saying different things in different, I mean, he should not, he or she should not say the opposite of what his or her core product or service is. So that has to be kept in mind too. Here I wanted to add one thing. Keeping in mind so many processes and so many checkpoints is humanly very difficult in order to bring the best output. You may keep it in mind, but I find it very useful, and the result is what I'm getting is very effective, because I have drafted or kept in front of me the SOP, right? A standard SOP that has been consistently giving me very good results, right? That SOP has been developed by myself, because I myself experienced the outcome of following that process that I have been listed in the SOP. So keeping a standard SOP for yourself is very important, so that you don't go here and there. I mean, mind forgets, right? So there are so many things to keep in the memory, but it is very difficult. Even though you have a very strong memory, we need to ensure that ultimately the output, the email that comes out very well. So we need to follow a set SOP and just follow that process. Right, coming back to the topic. So after giving the right prompts, then there is one final prompt that I give that makes the value mail very much effective, is to make it in a simpler third grade standard level of English, so that it doesn't have too much fancy words, right? It connects with the readers at a very deeper level. It taps their hidden desires. So we need to craft that mail similarly. So once we have a satisfiable output from AI, then I take it, add some manual tweaking here and there, because it's more important than AI, right? So then I need to insert few proofs, like whatever I am claiming in the mail, whatever the mail is about to claim, it has to showcase a proof, a social proof, or see, that builds the trust with the reader. Because if we are just writing it out of the blue, and it should not seem very abstract. There has to be solid trust building to be done, that comes out of honest efforts. So further market research gives me social proofs that can be inserted as screenshots in the mail. So now an awesome mail is getting prepared. Then earlier what I used to do is just write it in a doc and share it to the client for approval. Then my mentor has come up with a very solid framework of tracking all the emails, right, value mails that we write, so that it becomes easy for both myself and the client, right? So I'll just show you how the tracker looks like. This, for example, is a topic around options trading. This is for a client, and we have designated each email with a code like 101, 102, 103. Then this is the main email topic. This is the draft status, if I have submitted to the client or not. The client review status, once it is like completed, we then go for launch status, what it will be. And once it is if it gets rejected for any lack of content, like if there is something the client does not want to share on the mail, or if there is some mistake, so that gets rejected or on hold or pending, right? Once it is scheduled, we have, and what is the content idea about, what gives us the confidence that this mail topic and content will work, if there are any notes, any feedback, right? And the first draft, the final draft, and the resources which are collected as social proofs to have more trust. So this is the outline or the framework that I follow to write any value mail for any client, so that the email or his or her email marketing journey is very effective, and somewhere down the line it strikes or connects with the readers, thus increasing the warmth of the audience from cold, warm to hot, right? Okay, let's catch up next time. Thank you.